Basketball Talk Pro. All you can see is like a shadow over here that is me. But I wanted to start right out on the yellow board because we've got some good things and I don't want to miss anything towards the end. But first of all, we ended up last time, we talked about the 70-30 rule. That 70% of the points are scored in unstructured compared to 30% of the points being scored in some type of structure. This isn't just a happenstance. We picked out a couple games. We've been doing this for a long, long time. And we're in the hundreds of games. And now, and the rule just always sticks. It has to be true. You have to take some concern about it. And here's the reason. The team that is most effective in the third element will win the game. That's how it's been. I've shown you many examples of that. But this statement alone, if that's all I had to go on, I would know how to play in the third element. And if you don't know how to play in the third element, you're taking some real risks. The third element is simply this. It's played in breakdowns. After the play starts, it breaks down, players keep going and play. They have to get a shot. After the fast break, when it becomes transition, it takes 4 to 5 seconds to run a break. After that, if they don't pull it out and run a play, then they're in what we call transition. And that then continues till the end of the play. And the third area is no play. When no play is run at all. We've talked about that. But these three things in an NBA game are done 55 to 60 times. It's a lot. So I want to go over here and tell you the third element is so important. And you can say, well, and I will tell you, I tell you this all the time, you might as well coach it because your players are doing it. If you have any kind of concern at all, look at a film. Count up the times that they're playing without a structure. You're going to come up with about what I do, 70%. We showed you that in that South Carolina game in the NCAA tournament. I'm doing another one now. But it's going to come out very close to 70%. So what's important about the third element play then? Why do we have to do anything? Let the players play in the third element. Well, here's the first one, individual. What you're going to end up with is individual play. They learn that in the playgrounds, they learn it in pickup games, they learn it by themselves. You don't have to teach them that. They know how to do it. But it's always individual. The other two things make an organized play in the third element much more important. You do it as a group. You're not playing individually, you're playing as a team. You can do that with rules. We do it in Monk, and you can see a lot of it because I show it a lot. The third element, the third part of the third element is the attack keeps going. Pull it out, the defense gets set, and you're back to playing against a set defense. You have to be able, when that play breaks down or the fast break days down or there's no play, you just don't have anything, to be able to go right now to an attack because that's when they're most vulnerable. This is what happens in the third element. Now how do we do that is through freelance. We do it through organized freelance. I'm going to show you 7 clips of the NCAA finals in 1981, or no, 1991, when North Carolina won their second NCAA championship. You will see, because Dean Smith played exactly like we're talking about. He had plays, but as soon as they broke down, he had an organized freelance system. He had rules also when I did. We had, neither one of us knew the other person. This came about individually, with no speaking or even watching at all. I spoke to Dean Smith a lot after he had retired, but at that time I didn't even know what he did. Why would we work towards that? Here's why. If you can bring your third element from 1.00 OER to 1.05, that's 5/100ths of a point. Here's what happens in a pro game. That accounts for 4.75 more points. In just a little block, it doesn't seem like much. But look at how you average out the season. 4.75s can put you from not being in the playoffs to being in the playoffs. And from being in the playoffs to being very strong in the playoffs. In college, it will raise you 3.94 points in a game. Just that a little bit of increase can do so much for your team. It's worth it to be able to utilize that. I want to go now to the films. These are great films. And you will see everything. How North Carolina runs the freelance in all of the situations that I have talked to you about. After out of bounds, after, just one right after another. They're short, very short clips. Takes about 8-10 minutes, but you'll see more good basketball in that 8 or 10 minutes than you'll see for a long time. So now, let's go to the films. This time, there's a made basket, but this time they come down and go right into their freelance game. So this shows you how this can be done. You can run it as a half court. You can run it as part of the third element, a breakdown, transition, and this time I would have ran this. They probably had a call for this, but it could be just a no play. They may just have started it. This looks to me like it was not a play. Watch their movement. They're screening. Well, there's a little back screen there. Always looking for the post-up, but this is not the post-up man that's posting up, which is what we can do in Monk offense and do a lot. See, what's happening here is the defense is just getting completely scrambled. They went for a trap now. Look at this guy's wide open. Pretty good shot, though. I just wanted to show you how you can go right into the freelance game. Okay, this is a defensive rebound early, very early in the game. What we'll see is a fast break that really looks more like a push
but they are keeping the pressure on the defense and how they react once they get the ball into half court. Here's the movement. You watch both Michigan and the offensive team. They're attacking right away. Now you see the bodies are down there, but they're not really ready to play. And this is the result. An awful lot of times is an offensive rebound for an easy shot. Okay, this is after a made, um, and North Carolina definitely sets up in a play. I'm not sure the play. I'm sure of the call, though I think is 1-4. But this play, as far as Smith was concerned, actually was run to breakdown almost to get into their freelance game. Watch the just relentless attack of North Carolina on this. It's very hard to defend. You have to have a very disciplined team to defend this type of a relentless attack after a breakdown. Here it is. You see a set. You see them come up into a 1-4 here. But now they're out of it, and now they're going to go with their freelance game. Look at how they just keep attacking, and the defense is getting more confused. They just keep at it. And look at this is what the freelance game gives you. It's not always so pretty. But my standard is what kind of shots are we getting at the end of it, and this is the kind of shots you want to get. This is a sideline out of bounds play that breaks down. A lot of them do, and even though the result is a deflected pass, I think you'll be able to see once the defense gets scrambled. And there is a real nice back screen here and then a cut to the basket. The pass is a little erroneous. But you get to see how easily North Carolina plays from a broken play into the freelance game. The movement, the passing, and the result could have been a layup. Take a look at it. Now they are in the freelance game, and you'll see the movement. Watch the defense, though, how scrambled they get. They're really, at times, just look kind of lost. There. See, that was just about an easy basket. Nice, very nice play. Not a play, but a very nice reaction of the team to send a little back pick and then a cut right to the basket. That's what makes the freelance game go. Okay, this is an offensive rebound, and I wanted to show you this because they don't really get a shot off the offensive rebound. They throw it out. But the freelance allows them to immediately be into an organized attack. Even I use the word organized, but it's not a play that's organized. It's just a organization based on rules, which North Carolina uses rules. But you can see the effectiveness of being able to attack quickly in situations that you aren't set up. I'll pass out. Immediately penetrating, because look at the defense. I know they look set, but they're getting beat. Nice little pass inside. And an easy basket. Instead of giving up on it, setting up and letting the defense get set, they kept the attack on. Now, there's a scramble here for the ball, which ends up with North Carolina getting it, who then starts their fast break. A couple of things here to look for. First of all, this is how fast breaks happen. Not the typical 3-2, 3-on-2, 2-on-1s. This is what happens most of the time in a game, and that's one of the reasons. I don't practice 3-on-2 and 2-on-1. I think most players can handle that, but this is what you're going to do most of the game, and this happens pretty quick. But they get a very easy layup because they stay on the attack. Here's the fast break. This is typical how you get a ball and you start pushing it down. Look at the defense. It's getting there, but they're not ready when they get there. Look at their scramble here. And here it comes. Just the maintaining of the attack, the transition.